You're listening to Lifted You Weight Loss with Annie Jensen, episode number 19, Emotional Intelligence, What Your Weight Struggle is Trying to Tell You. Hello, darling. I'm Annie, and I'm here to connect with you. I know we understand each other. We show up, we live hard, and you and I do all of it, carrying the same burden. But here is the most beautiful truth that I've learned over years of struggling with my weight. We do not have to live with this burden. So come with me because you are not alone in this. I'm ready to share everything. My story, my friendship, and every piece of value I've gathered along the way. My purpose is to lift you as you move forward on your own path to light, loving, and lasting weight loss, and build something that finally works for you. Darling, there is a life waiting for you on the other side of this process. So let's ease this burden. Let's build what's already within you. Together we'll create a lighter, lifted you. Hello, hello. Do you remember our friend Bria? It's been a few weeks since we have talked about her, but she is the 40-ish-year-old mom who is trying to lose some significant weight in her life to be healthier and to feel better. We recently saw Bria make some really good progress with her evening snacking habits. We saw her pause at the pantry, connect with herself in the present moment. She asked herself what she really needed in that moment. And then she made a choice and she let her doer step in and take that small step of change. We saw her feel the relief and make that personal progress. Well, today we're going to take a tiny little peek into Bria's life during the daytime on a typical weeknight at about 5:30 p.m. We're going to see a snapshot of the emotional needs that Bria and her 3-year-old daughter Macy are feeling at this moment. Macy was not able to take a nap today. Bria is busy getting dinner ready for her family, and everyone else is busy around her. Little Macy is not happy. She starts pulling on her mommy's leg, and when Bria doesn't respond because she's trying to get dinner ready, Macy starts to cry. Bria touches Macy's head and says, "Just a minute, honey," in an attempt to console her, but it doesn't work. Macy just cries harder and louder. Macy wraps her tiny little arms around Bria's leg and she holds tight. Obviously, little Macy is feeling all the feelings right now. Her emotions are telling her that she needs her mommy right now. And no doubt, Bria is also feeling the feelings. She has so much to do and so many people to take care of. I remember that 3 o'clock to 5:30 every day was the hardest time of the day for me when my kids were little. It was so busy, so demanding, and so stressful. It was that time that I would maybe shut myself in the pantry or hide in my bedroom closet. We all have basic emotional needs in our daily lives every day, and they need to be met in order for us to feel content, to grow, and to make personal changes. I am so excited to welcome you to the 5th and final layer of your weight loss foundation, emotional intelligence. Layer 5 is going to round out your personal foundation, which is going to prepare us to move forward on our weight loss journey together, fully supported from below. We started with the first layer of love. We learned that love shapes the environment and the approach that is necessary to make personal change. Without love, you're finished before you've even started. Clarity is layer 2, and we know that clarity changes everything. When you can see yourself, your potential, and your path forward clearly without distortion, you feel capable to move forward. And when you are thinking and seeing clearly, you can take steps forward that you haven't taken before. The tools and skills we need to create lasting weight loss within ourselves lie within layer 3, practical wisdom. In layer 3, we learned about the 4 essential skill sets of weight loss and started to build that bridge between the knowing and the doing in our daily lives. In layer 4 of body connection, we started to build our relationship with those natural internal systems that we were born with. We're learning to recognize what our body is telling us and then respond intentionally. We're shifting our daily choices from being controlled externally to responding to internal cues with intention, which is followed by a sense of personal peace. So please join me as we round out our personal weight loss foundation with layer 5 by applying the concepts of emotional intelligence to our personal weight loss. Now, before we begin, I want to acknowledge that, of course, the concept of emotional intelligence is not something that I, nor my sister Kimmy, who I have explained is going to help us in this layer, created. But it is priceless wisdom that we are going to apply to our lives and absolutely benefit from. Also, I am not a mental health care provider. I've explained before that as we rebuild our weight identity, sometimes it's going to feel easy and natural, and it's going to make complete sense, and you'll just move forward through it. It's possible that other times some deeper issues may come up and you may need some professional guidance to help you get through it. That is perfectly fine, but I'm not the one to do that for you. I've shared how a counselor helped me work through some significant personal stuckness, and that may be the case for you. If not, that's wonderful. Sometimes coaching and podcasts and personal reflection is enough. But if not, go find a provider that can help you work through it. First things first, a little background information and credit given. The field of emotional intelligence was originally developed by psychologists Peter Salovey and John Mayer, and then a few years later, it was popularized by Daniel Goleman. Salovey and Mayer defined emotional intelligence as this, okay, and this is where we're going to start working together. Emotional intelligence is the ability to monitor and understand your own emotions and the emotions of others, and to use that information to guide our thinking and our actions. And soon I will share with you my sister Kimmy's definition of emotional intelligence. It is so lovely. It's multidimensional. It's comprehensive. And as we move forward through this layer, we'll be more in a position to understand it. But for now, we're going to know that at its core, emotional intelligence teaches us something very important. Our emotions contain information. We know this, right? But how well do we know this, and how well do we apply it to our daily lives? So let's revisit this together on a deep level, and let's make some progress here. Our emotions are not problems to eliminate or feelings to control. They are not signs that something has gone wrong in your life. They are vital personal messages from ourselves to ourselves. They are a personal map that leads us to feeling grounded and balanced while continuously moving forward in our lives. And all of that matters tremendously for weight loss. And here's the bridge to why emotional intelligence is important to weight loss. Inside Lifted You, we're taking the foundational principles of emotional intelligence and we're going to apply them directly to weight loss. This is just like we did several weeks ago with the concept of the essence of you. We are going to learn how emotions can reveal our own unmet needs and how those needs influence our thoughts, our eating behaviors, our other habits, and how leaving them unmet keeps us stuck on our weight loss path. We're going to learn how emotional intelligence can help us rebuild our weight loss identity. It's going to tell us what we need to do. It's going to get specific. That puts us in a better position to support your doer, the part of you that wants to move forward and make progress. Developing our skill of emotional intelligence is going to deepen that body connection that we just finished talking about. It's going to help us refine our self-care so that we take the true steps necessary toward changing and ultimately become the natural eater that we are inside our mind, bodies, and hearts. All right, here is how emotional intelligence works. Emotionally intelligent people understand themselves at a deeper level. Okay, they don't just live on autopilot, doing the same things, living the same patterns day after day. They get to the root. They take care of themselves by addressing the areas in life that are contributing to their challenges. That is true self-care. They get to what's really going on. For us here, That challenge is our weight struggle. That's what we're focusing on. So we're going to use the principles of emotional intelligence to look beyond the struggle itself and address the underlying factors that are contributing to that struggle. Okay, the struggle is the symptom. The weight gain is the symptom. The struggle itself is often not the root issue. It's the visible expression of deeper things happening beneath the surface. The struggle itself is the messenger, not the problem. Isn't that so crazy? Because we've spent years focusing on the weight struggle, focusing on fixing the habits from the outside, when there's something happening on the inside that's using the struggle to communicate with us. So remember the title of this podcast episode, What Your Weight Struggle is Trying to Tell You. How numb do we become to it? How deaf do we become to these emotions and messages that are trying to tell us that something's off? So if you feel stuck in your weight loss journey, if you have for a while or for not even that long, there's a good chance that some important emotional needs have gone unnoticed and unmet for quite some time. Okay, think about this. Remember when I shared with you the experience I had of investing in a coaching program and then not making any progress? One might ask themselves, how could someone spend $5,000 on a weight loss program and still not make any progress? I did. And believe me, that was not easy money to spend. I am not a rich person that can just drop $5,000 on something. I know that people can't understand how someone can walk around with uncontrolled diabetes in their lives, ruining their health, shortening their life expectancy, and still not taking care of it. I did. How can someone travel halfway around the world with their best friends and spend much of the trip feeling disconnected, foggy, and aching inside? That's how stuck I was, and that's how stuck people can become. It's not because they don't care enough. It's not because they're lazy or they're incapable of change. But it's because when deep personal emotional needs go unmet for long enough, habits take over. The lower brain runs the show, and a deep personal fog settles in. You stop seeing clearly. You don't see your potential or your ability. You don't see a way forward. You don't see what you really need and what you're pushing away instead of moving through. You stop trusting yourself. And then shame starts settling in. You don't make progress, so you feel more ashamed. That shame makes it harder to move forward. Then maybe you get diagnosed with diabetes and another heavy blanket of shame lies upon you. All of a sudden, you're stuck even deeper, which feels heavier than ever, and the cycle continues. Remember, I've described this as a sandstorm that's encircled my heart, a thick life curtain that I'm pulling back, a battle. When personal needs go unmet, progress goes unmade, and the cycle continues. Emotional intelligence gives us a way to step out of that cycle. By learning to recognize and meet some of the emotional needs connected to your weight loss journey, you begin to clear away that fog. Meeting those needs will give you clarity. It will shift your perspective and broaden your self-understanding so that you can begin to really see what's happening in your own life, not just what the bugs in your brain have been telling you. You begin reconnecting with your body. You see your struggles as those neutral obstructions on our path that we've talked about that you can just pick up and move rather than giant obstacles you just can't seem to get past. You start to see your ability, and all of that allows your doer to start moving. You start to zap the bugs that are nestled inside your weight identity. You move past feeling shame to simply changing patterns and solving problems. The urgency and the emotional intensity around food starts to fade for you. Discomfort feels more manageable in your life because you're more connected to who you are becoming, and you can see that happening. Food starts to take its proper role in your life instead of filling in all of the gaps. You start to take steps on your weight loss path that you have not taken before, and you move further than you ever have. And I'll share with you in a few minutes how that has happened in my life just recently. And through all of this, you are quietly becoming the natural eater that you truly are inside your mind, body, and heart. When we meet our emotional needs, the struggle starts to take care of itself more, and lasting weight loss truly happens from the inside out. The goal of emotional intelligence development is not to become less emotional, to control our emotions, or to quiet them. The goal is to listen and then respond intentionally. It's just like body connection, but this is a whole arena that deserves its own attention. The goal is to become more skillful with our emotions, to understand them, to learn them, and then to use the information they provide us to care for ourselves more effectively. We're going to use our emotions to meet our personal needs and clear our vision and pathway. And we're also going to connect our mind, body, and heart. Remember, when your internal systems begin working together, instead of pushing and pulling against one another, weight loss becomes lighter. And my darling, so do you, both inside and out. Time for some final thoughts. I told you that my family and I were going on an Alaskan cruise. We just got back a few days ago. It was lovely. Alaska is like otherworldly beautiful. It's hard to describe. We loved all of it. But I shared with you that I was going to use my hunger scale on the trip and really try to not get above a +4 on my hunger scale. If you haven't heard the hunger scale episode, go back a couple. I believe episode 17. Well, I did so great. And what was really neat is that I sat at the table with my family at dinner and I shared with them what a 0 feels like and that I was trying not to get above a +4. And we talked about what a +10 feels like and how it feels terrible and how we've really never felt a -10 and how on a cruise you don't often feel a negative hunger feeling at all. But it was really neat to see my family start to use it themselves and to resonate with it and to kind of apply it in a light way that didn't feel heavy or full of pressure. And let me tell you, I maybe got above a +4 a couple times, but I really did well. I didn't feel deprived. And I'll share with you that what is happening is I feel my identity changing. I am truly coming to a place where I believe that I can be a naturally thin person. And I haven't had that my entire life. And putting this podcast together, going through all of the content and the experiences and sharing it with you has helped all of it settle and solidify and process in my mind and in my heart. And I can feel it changing who I am. I can live a different way. I can have a different life, and I am doing it. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here. Next week, we are going to start the work. We're going to jump in to emotional intelligence. I'm going to introduce Kimmy Jackson's universal personal needs and how they apply directly to your life, to your weight loss. And using our 4 essential skill sets of weight loss, we'll start to zoom in and decode some emotions because there's a very good chance that they are telling you something important. Have a lovely week, my friend. Get ready to start learning and developing some skills that you likely haven't seen in your life before. I'm so excited. It's going to be great. Take care.